We are grateful for your time. Now, after months of intense speculation and lobbying, the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, will in the next few hours officially present his choice of running mate to the party's National Council in a crucial meeting that could shape the party's prospect in the upcoming December 7 elections. The choice of Dr. Bawumia is expected to be accepted by the council, but the presentation is not a done deal yet, as a General Secretary of the party, Justin Kodia-Frimpong, tells my colleague Elton Broby the name can't be rejected.
At the end of the day, the National Council that has the power to approve. And that's why I love our flag bearer. He understands politics. He understands what he has to do. He knows that I'm going to make a decision. And that decision will be approved by a different body. So in that case, why don't I involve them? Why don't I consult them to listen to their views, to get their input, so that at the end of the day, he will sail through successfully. And that is what a good politician does.
And some will say that all this consultation is just lobbying, so that when he's put on the floor, he knows that I have the backing of all these organs and that I don't expect my choice to be rejected.
Lobbying is part of politics. And a good leader lobbies. You don't want surprises. That's why you need to lobby.
So therefore, if council can take a decision against the choice of the flag bearer, then there's no finality to the name that is already in the public domain.
Oh, yes. So at the end of the day, yes, it's the National Council that's going to make that decision. So that's why we are always very circumspect in discussing as to whether it's a done deal. It's not a done deal. At the end of the day, it's the National Council that has to stamp its authority one day to say, yes, we have agreed or we approve of the name that you have chosen.
Now, the nominee, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, before serving as the Energy Minister, was the Education Minister during the implementation of the government flagship free senior high school policy. His nomination is viewed as a strategic move to enhance the party's campaign, leveraging his expertise and leadership. A recent survey indicates that Dr. Prempeh is the favored choice among the party's grassroots members. Let me take you to the Alisa Hotel where the meeting is taking place, and my colleague Samuel Mbura joins me on the line. Samuel, if you can hear me, what is the mood there ahead of the council meeting?
Carlos, so it's just barely 30 minutes to this much anticipated National Executive Committee meeting. And I must say that the atmosphere here is charged. You see party supporters here coming out in their numbers to support the endorsement or the nomination of Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh. We also have national executives of the NPP also arriving here. We have ministers and then the ministers coming to be part of this all-important meeting. So what is going to happen is that after the National Executive Committee meeting, they'll have the National Council meeting. But before then, they had the steering committee members that compose of the executives, that's the national elected executives, and then all those who matter in the party. So this one is the second leg of the meeting that they are going to start. And this meeting will include all the national executives, past elected members, and all top-ranking members of the party. So I must say they are waiting keenly for the arrival of all the dignitaries for this discussion to begin. We know that the flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, was earlier this morning in the central region, but we understand he's also on his way coming here. The president, Nana Akufo-Addo, is also expected to be part of this meeting. But let me just basically talk to some of the supporters here. Good afternoon, you are live on Joy News Channel. Where are you coming from and why are you here?
We are from Osenkrom and Greater Accra, all the 16 regions. We are here to support our next vice president. Our next vice president is Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh.
Pato also free.
You saw me free as Santa Reggie, but in Krahana me walk. You were has support to young president. You on the side, Baomia, and the vice president. Yet how much it is that you catch it here? Yeah, man, this is for now who said, Yomupo, one Pipiana better. Yes.
Possible. It is possible. It is possible.
So these are some of the exuberant party supporters that are here to support Mighty Opoku Prempeh, the nominee for the vice presidential or the flag bearer running mate, position of the NPP. Mami Pacho, you joy news. Pacho free him for now. I didn't know about.
Ana pay na mi beduru ha. Meduru ha nyo bi enti na mi beduru ha. Meti asan de debi. Ena me de eduru ha. Yes Ghana nyina agye atum se ye penopo aye vas nde abam Baomia be pagya nsa e de a kira amansan se na po na ye ne vas on na wayi and Santa region wo nda ekosi ajuada e benada de ebesi Santa region ye beba ho abeye dede ahemfo hwan Ashanti region ahemfo nyina be pie na ya tana poechi na ya de bismillahir rahmanir rahim alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin
yi na pono 2024 elections no mo hu ni say
ye hu ni say onu campaign hye ni nsam ye baba NPP be fa akonja no vice president woni na po obe fa akonja no live Fisa campaign na Santefo aswari say omu ye campaign nya campaign kitwa nti obi abeka che say Ashanti region omu njin tuma omu boa Ashanti region omu kita dindende eni nti na mbeduru ha na pa o anka metwa omu amama ba Ashanti region nti eni nti na maba
So, Carlos, you heard some of the supporters of the NPP. Basically, what they are saying is that they are here to support the bid of Dr. Mighty Opoku Prempeh. They are quite excited that he has been selected. So, the bigwigs of the party, registering was getting into the pavilion here at Alisa Hotel. I just saw the chairman of the disciplinary committee of the NPP, Mr. Akufo-Addo, just get into the pavilion there. The Interior Minister, Ambrose Deritu, was also, is also got into the pavilion there as well. So, the former Interior Minister, I beg your pardon, now the Interior Minister is Henry Kote, the former Greater Accra Regional Minister, but he was also here as well. So, most of them are coming in their numbers to the Alisa Hotel here, clouded in the party's, paraphernalia, T-shirts, in jubilant mood. So all the regional chairmen, regional executives of the NPP are all here. The parliamentary candidates too are also here to be part of this all-important critical meeting. So I must say that the security here is very tight. The security advance team of the president is already here, making sure that this exercise is without chaos. So, Carlos, if you come here, it's quite a jubilant mood. But I have Mr. Nana B here. He's a national organizer of the NPP. You are live on the Joy News channel. All right, so Nana B wouldn't talk to us now. He's the national organizer of the NPP, but he wouldn't talk to us now. He says they are still putting in place measures or in terms of the organization process. So, Carlos, the vice president who the flag bearer is not here, but I'm also told that Dr. Mighty Opoku Prempeh should be here by 30 minutes time per my sources. He'll be here for all these meetings. So right after the NEC meeting, the National Council meeting will continue, and from there they will be addressing the press on the official announcement of Dr. Mighty Opoku Prempeh as a running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I'm also told that on Tuesday, that'll be where they'll be doing the official inauguration or unveiling of the running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in Kumasi. So these are some of the activities lined up for this all-important meeting that the NPP is waiting to hold. So for now, they're waiting for the president, they're also waiting for the flag bearer, and then the nominee as well to become and be part of this. I must say that General Secretary Justin Frimpong-Kweduya was here earlier, and then they are all part of this all-important meeting.
If you can hear me, do we know how long this meeting is going to last?
And they are just...
I want to find out from you, do we know how long this meeting is actually going to last? Mbura, I'm asking, do we know exactly how long this meeting is going to last? Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm asking you, do we know how long this meeting is actually going to last?
But so this meeting will last for like maybe 2 hours, I'm told, on that. But I have one of the the spokesperson to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Ms. Akbar here to just talk to us briefly on this very important occasion. Akbar, you are live on the Joy News channel. Tell us, how does the party feel, and from the camp of the flag bearer, feel about this all-important day?
Well, of course, it's a very important constitutional exercise that the flag bearer is going to undertake. Our constitution makes it an imperative that the flag bearer would have to consult with the National Council of the party on the choice of a running mate to any election. And so Dr. Bawumia would be fulfilling that constitutional obligation today. He would be presenting his choice for consideration by the National Council. And we are very, very confident that we are going to leave here very excited, very energized, and very prepared for the December 2024 presidential election.
How important is this very day for you? What signal are you sending to your opposition and party supporters so far as the election is concerned?
As I indicated, it's a constitutional imperative, both in terms of the national constitution and in terms of the new patriotic party's constitution. Every presidential candidate would have to announce his running mate ahead of a national election. It is an important exercise because the party supporters across the length and breadth of our country are looking up to a choice which would energize the party. They are looking up to a choice that will complement the presidential candidate and make the NPP ticket ready for the battle ahead. And so we are very confident that at the end of the day, it is a decision which will rally the party behind the candidate.
Thank you very much. Akbar is one of the aides to the flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You heard him expressing optimism about the selection of the running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, sending a strong signal that their base is strengthened ahead of the election. So, Carlos, we are still waiting for those, the vice president, the running mate, and the nominee, and the president himself, and as well as other bigwigs of the party to arrive here at Alisa Hotel for the meeting to kickstart. So, Carlos, if you don't have further questions to me, I would send the feedback to you in the studio for you to continue the rest of the programming on Election Brief.
Thank you so much. My colleague Samuel Mbura is coming to us live from the Alisa Hotel. We're going to keep our eyes on the development there at that particular hotel and bring you up to speed with the outcome of that meeting. But now let's flip to the other side, where the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, is accusing Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo and President Akufo-Addo of what it describes as a grand conspiracy to pack the Supreme Court with judges sympathetic to the NPP. Speaking at a press conference, General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Fiavi Kwete, said the Judicial Council and the Ghana Bar Association strongly kicked against the proposal. The Chief Justice, sometime in May, recommended 5 judges to the bench. Among the judges recommended is Justice Ifeasewa Asare-Botwe, the current judge presiding over a minority leader to Forson's ambulance procurement trial.
It will surprise you to know that President Akufo-Addo, who has already packed the Supreme Court with an unprecedented 15 appointments, is now conspiring with the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Torkornoo, to add 5 more justices to our highest courts. This isn't just a political maneuver of an already failed president. It is also an assault on our democracy, a betrayal of public trusts, and a direct threat to the integrity of our judicial system. Imagine the dire consequences of this reckless action. This government stops at nothing and is determined to create a judiciary that is no longer a check on executive power, but a mere extension of it. This is not the Ghana our forefathers fought for. This is not the democracy we pledge to uphold. Our nation deserves better, and it is our duty to stand up and protect the very foundations of our democracy. Despite the huge number of judges appointed by President Akufo-Addo to the Superior Court and the lower courts, and the 15 judges that he has already appointed to the Supreme Court in particular, the NDC has become aware of a grand conspiracy hatched by President Akufo-Addo and the Chief Justice to appoint additional 5 judges to the Supreme Court. We have cited a shocking and deeply disturbing letter from Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono to President Akufo-Addo, requesting the appointment of 5 new judges to the Supreme Court of Ghana. This request from the Chief Justice is not only a blatant violation of our Constitution, but also a flagrant disregard for the established customs and traditions that guide the nomination of judges to our nation's highest courts.
Meanwhile, the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono has justified her recommendation to President Akufo-Addo to consider 5 judges for the Supreme Court. She says that the Supreme Court needs more judges to handle the overwhelming number of cases currently before it.
This court has to, there are several cases pending, right? That's why we need more Supreme Court judges. The discussion must be placed in context.
It has been very wonderful to see.
Now, the Member of Parliament for the Ningo Pram constituency, Sam Nate George, has re-echoed his opposition to the use of the military in election security management. He has said that politicians who employ the military to incite trouble during elections must be held accountable. He made a statement during the Maiden Republic Day public lecture at the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College here in Accra, where speakers addressed the waning interest in Ghana's democratic rule.
We all know that elections are manned by our internal security unit, which is the Ghana Police Service. There's a joint security setup that's put for the security for elections. The military is only supposed to intervene as a last resort when the police cannot handle it. The military has no role to play in frontline policing of our elections. And I think that this is clear. But look, let's be clear. The military takes instructions from politicians. And so if we see the military being deployed, it's because a politician who is bloodthirsty has put our military on that assignment. And so let's begin to call the politicians out. Those who have the command, those in government who use the military to kill Ghanaians, like we saw the killing of 8 Ghanaians, we need to call them out and hold them responsible.
Away from the NDC, a group composed of energetic young men and women calling themselves the Yellow Army has initiated a grassroots campaign in the Greater Accra region. They are visiting schools, bus stops and market centers to rally support for Alan Tramanten, leader of the Movement for Change, and to explain the policies outlined in the Great Transformation Plan to the electorate. The group aims to engage directly with the community, ensuring that voters understand the proposed policies and the potential impact on their lives. Duke Aaron Sasu, the youth leader of the Yellow Army, has been speaking to Joy News.
To engage young people within youthful spaces. So you find us in classrooms, on campuses, in lorry stations, where our young brothers are drivers in the stations, where our young people are the people who are selling. Why? Because the system has become so hard and that is the only thing they find available. But even much more is how inflation is making ordinary things very expensive in our markets. It is only Alan Tramanten who has not just said that I will reduce inflation, but he says that this is how I'll reduce inflation. It's the first time in the history of our country. So this is a clarion call to every single young person in this country that Alan Chemantin presents an opportunity for hope and transformation, an opportunity for jobs and cash. No, today you find us around the UPSA community, you find us in the teacher training college around UPSA, you find us in lorry stations at the Tema station in Accra, you find us at the Circle station, you find us in Zongo communities in Nima, you find us in every single possible area where young people identify with the ideals of progress, which is respectfully what Alan Chemantin represents. This is the Yellow Army. The Yellow Army is an army who believes in the prosperity and the very progress of this country. The Yellow Army are young people who are poised for change and transformation. The Yellow Army are young people who believe that the great transformational plan is a blueprint that will give us hope as ordinary young people. And systematically and progressively, you find that we will share with you ideals and ideas that represent same.
Well, my colleague Semefa Peso is with the Yellow Army as we speak, and we want to find out from her. Semefa, where exactly are you in Accra?
Right, so the group just left the Accra College of Education, and they are heading towards the Tema and Accra Lorry Station. So, you know, many political analysts are predicting that whoever wins this election may have appealed to the first-time voters. So one of the aims of this group is to appeal to first-time voters and also explain the policies in the Great Transformation Plan to the youth, and then canvass for their votes going into the December polls. Now, I have here one of the leaders, who is Abena Sapua. I will ask her how they are going to do that. So, Abena, you are live on Zone News. You are welcome. I know that you are planning to bring first-time voters on board. How do you plan on doing this?
Thank you very much. As you've seen this morning, we have lots of first-time voters who are actually SS leavers. And some of them, you could see them at the Medina station. A lot of them do not even have hope of entering to universities because there's no money to take them to school. A lot of them, too, are in the various, in the various households. Some of them are just home. Some of them are trying to earn something for themselves, so they are on the street. So what we do is we visit schools, those who are there, the first-time voters who are there, as we did at the Accra College of Education. We passed by the UPSA and went to the Madila Lorry Station. So we approach these people, speak to them, and then let's allow them to also have a conversation with us, their fears. Actually, out of the conversation, we realize that a lot of the youth are panicking, especially the first-time voters. And even some of the first-time voters who are about to leave the universities. Why are they panicking? They are panicking because they do not have hope of being employed. And this is why the Alan GTP comes in. The GTP is one document, that's the Great Transformational Plan. That is the manifesto. It's actually made up of policies that are viable policies that will be implemented when we vote for Alan Chemantin. The GTP comes with a plan. That is the how he's going to achieve all the policies that is mentioned in this. And this is for the first time. For the first time, you're seeing something like this. This goes beyond the political manifestos that the NDC and the NPP have been presenting. So in the GTP, you realize that at the industrialization sector, you have a thematic area which is entrepreneurship, especially youth entrepreneurship. It promises an enterprise economy, industrialized economy, where young men and women will be supported by the government. It's a deliberate and a focal point for the government to empower the youth.
So that's my colleague. She's live with the Movement for Change team somewhere in Accra, and she has been speaking to some of the youth who are actually engaged in campaign for their leader. Now, let's take you to the Keta Central Market, the Keta constituency for today's Voters' Voice.
Akiji mala NDC nuita mala NDC ro enye ba ata NDC la jiajia onwonyo na mi na mi odo mi potani mi ba modonyo ho oje ka ara fifia kukuru va jiajia omo kataglan mi asro ho no itoja ami panya va sudo no bo odo na pentigwe karami ba 1 million 2 million ne me ba shima me te me adriu afo konyi miela ne me ba me plabla brigba nya 200 20 gala tama gataga 5 cd fukpan ta NDC nega truck bobo jiji na mi ne me ahu
ba omi ami lady le keta duame ba omi ami lady ba omi ami lady ba omi ami lady ba omi free education ba omi ami lady ba omi Mahama vacha awunyonto NPP va afukomola free education bonus aga pity haga 2000 free ma revira suku awuduga je suku ngije revira suku Mahama
ayazu Mahama will go. You want Mahama? Mahama will come. Since that we have started, since that Mahama Nana came to this season, we are not selling. This is the water that I take. Since market day, I said I thought I market day I would sell. I didn't sell anything at all. So this time I want Mahama to come. Ayazu.
Baomia kochimiela. Amo sukoyim free. Agobenya brata amo ira suku free. Free education. It is possible. It is possible. It's not possible. It's not free education. Me go suko mi matemia isukoa. Free education mo dogo je chesa matema isukoa. Mahama le shia je mi gbanaga 7 city. Banana ba shia je 20 city, 25 city, 50%. How?
Well, remember to join Evans and team on State of Play at 2:30 p.m. on all our social media handles at Joy News on TV. That's all we have time for on today's edition of Election Brief from your election headquarters. You can log on to our website, myjoyonline.com, for more election-related stories. My name is Carlos Caloni. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great afternoon.